Alright, page 6, we're dealing with a lot of factoring and unfactoring, basically. So, factoring out the GCF. So 56, we need to find the GCF. Okay, so 6 and 8, the GCF is 2. And then can I take out any A's? Yes, I can, because they both have an A. I can take out 1A. So what I mean take out, I mean divide out. So I'm dividing each of these by the GCF of 2A. 6A squared divided by 2A is 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. A squared divided by A, you're taking out 1A, so you have 1A left. 8 divided by 2 is 4, or negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. The A's cancel. Now that's what's left after I take the 2A out, but I can't just ignore the 2A, I got to put it out in front. There's my answer. GCF for number 57 is 3x. So I'm going to take the 3x, put it on the outside, divide everything by that. 9x to the third divided by 3x would be 3x squared. I'm basically taking only one x out. There were 3, now there's 2. There's 2, now there's 1. Negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2x. There was 1, took 1 out, now there's none. 12 divided by 3, that's positive 4. Done. 58 through 63 is all foiling. Now if you do the box method, go ahead and do the box method. I'm going to do foiling for all of these. You're probably going to get sick of them, but I'm going to go ahead and go through them. So here we go. 4b times b is 4b squared. 4b times 3 is 12b. Negative 2 times b is negative 2b. And negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Combine my like terms, which are my middle terms here. I get 4b squared plus 10b minus 6. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do the first 3 here slower, and then I'll do the last 3 quicker. 8w times w is 8w squared. 8w times 5 is 40w. 2 times w is 2w. 2 times 5 is 10. 40 plus 2 is 42w. That should be a 10. And there's my answer. And number 60, a lot of people will say, oh, this is square 6x, that's 36x squared, and square 8, that's 64. Be careful not to do that. When you square something, you're multiplying it by itself. It, in this case, is 6x minus 8. And hopefully you see the FOIL problem there. So 6x times 6x is 36x squared. 6x times negative 8 is negative 48x. Negative 8 times 6x is negative 48x. Negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64. These do not cancel. They add up to negative 96x plus 64. Okay, so you have another chance with that one. Number 61. So 9j times 9j is 81j squared. 9j times negative 2 is negative 18. Negative 2 times negative 2 times 9j is negative 18j again. It's negative 36j when you put them together. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 62, 2x times 2x is 4x squared plus 22x minus 22x. So 22x minus 22x, those cancel. Makes 0 x's. And then negative 11 times 11 is negative 121. And that's where the middle term canceled. And that should remind you, remember, when the two factors are the same other than their signs, the middle term will cancel. 63, 5p times 3p is 15p squared. Minus 5p, negative 5p, plus 12p. So negative 5p plus 12p is 7p, positive. 4 times negative 1, subtract 4. Done. Factor each expression. We're going to find two numbers that multiply to give me negative 16 and add up, or negative 17 and add up to 16. The only two numbers that multiply to 17 are 1 and 17, but it's negative, so one of them has to be negative. And so it'd be negative 1 and 17 or 1 and negative 17. Which of those adds to positive 16? Hopefully you see it as this one. So my factored form is h minus 1, h plus 17. And we're done with that one. Do this one a little quicker. Two numbers that multiply to negative 32 and add up to negative 14. It's negative 16 and positive 2. 66 and 67 are a little bit different because A is not 1. When that happens, you still need two numbers that are, when you FOIL it back out, they're going to multiply to give you -8 and add up to 11. But my first terms are not just h and h or x and x. They've got to be something that multiplies to give me 10w squared. So my factors, the numbers that are going to do that, are 1 and 10, 1w and 10w I should say, and 2w and 5w. The two numbers that are going to give me 8 are 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Okay. Now, if you remember, I said try the ones that are closest together first. That's usually a good idea. So 2w and 5w. I'm going to do that. 2w and 5w. 2 and 4 are closest together. Now, if you remember the second trick I told you, when you place these numbers in, if they have a GCF with the first term, it's not right. So if I put 2 here, they would have a GCF. So 2 can't go here. So I would have to put 4 here. Well, 4 has a GCF as well. So 2 and 4 cannot go with 2 and 5. Hopefully you see why that's the case. So I'm going to put 1 and 8 there. So I'm going to put 1 here and 8 here. GCF, no. GCF, no. Now notice there's no signs. I didn't have these equal -8, so one of them's got to be positive, one of them's got to be negative. Okay, I'm going to just check it. I'm going to try negative here and positive here. See what happens. Now, when I said see what happens, you need to check these. To check them, you FOIL them back out. 2w times 5w is 10w squared. 2w times -8w is -16w. 1 times 5w is 5w. And -8. So that makes -11w. Right? Simplify that. 10w squared minus 11w minus 8. But I don't want -11w, I want positive 11w. Good news is, when you have the right number, wrong sign, just flip the signs in your problem and that's going to be your answer. So 2w minus 1, 5w plus 8. Done. 67. This one's tough because these numbers have a lot of factors. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. 20 has 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. I'm going to start with the ones closest together again. So 3d and 4d. Try them first. -20. Again, you're going to have a negative sign and a positive sign. I'm going to start with the even one. Can I put 4 with 4? No, that would be a GCF. So I'm going to try and put 5 with 4 first. And I'm going to put 4 then with 3. I put the negative here and the positive here just because. It doesn't really matter. You could have flipped it around because you need to try it to make sure. Really, I just need to check the middle term. So 3d times 5 is 15d. 4 times 4, -4 times 4 is -16d. So 15d minus 16d, that equals -1d, which is what we wanted. So that happens to be my answer. First try. If you didn't get it first try, it's okay. Try a different one. Okay, 68 and 69 are graphing a quadratic. To do that, you need the AOS, which is -b over 2a. Just did this in class, so I'm going to go a little quicker on this. B is 4, a is 1, so that becomes -4 over 2. My AOS is x equals -2. That's the middle of my parabola. I'm going to go ahead and draw that in. Okay, so that's my AOS. Now I need to find the vertex. I take -2 and plug it in. So -2 squared plus 4 times -2 plus 3. Hopefully you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and do it quickly. That's 4 minus 8 plus 3. That's -1. So my vertex is -2, -1. -2, -1 is my vertex. Now I need to make a table. My vertex goes in the middle, remember, because we got the middle of my parabola. Two numbers smaller would be -3 and -4. Two numbers bigger would be -1 and 0. You're going to be plugging those in. Take 0, that's really pretty simple. 0 plus 0 plus 3 is 3. Now with symmetry, because that's the middle and parabolas are symmetrical, 0, 3, well that's 2 away from the AOS, so 2 away the other way. That's why those are both 3. Take -1 in, and I'll If you don't believe me, you can plug it in, but I know that it's 0 and 0. So -1, 0, and -3, 0. And there's my parabola. 69 has no C value, which really has no bearing on our AOS. B is -8, C is 2, which makes -8. That's 8 divided by 4. It's +2 here, so my AOS is x equals +2. And now I plug that in. 2 squared is 4. 8. 4 times 2 is 8. Minus 16. So that would be 2, -8 is my vertex. Now I need my table. 2, -8 is here. 1, 0, 3, 4. If I put 0 in, 0 minus 0, it's just going to be 0. So 4 is going to be 0 as well. Put 1 in. 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2. Minus 8, that's -6. And there's my parabola. And we're done with this video.